Hello, everybody, and welcome back to RMU Club Hockey Live, season number 2, episode 1. If you look around, we got a new setup. We're in a much bigger studio. We are not crammed into a tiny room over there, but we have our big room now. A lot more fun stuff we can do, and we're starting off this one with the OT hero to get D4 their championship win. Now named an assistant captain of the hockey team, Division 4 champion, Ryan Riffner. Welcome to the show, man.
Thanks for having me.
So Ryan, first off, let's go back to that championship game. You scored the overtime winner, leading your team to come back and get the W. How did it feel as a freshman to get the game-winning goal for your team and win it all?
It was pretty good. I think it was 6-5 win. I butchered some shots early, so I feel like I wasn't doing that much. I was getting out there a lot, but wasn't able to get many goals or any assists. And I honestly felt like I needed to do something. So honestly, I had to just prove to myself that I could do something out there, and luckily I did that. So.
And now it's infamous goal as you got first championship for D4. Let's kind of rewind a little bit. Go back to how you started playing hockey. I know you come from a big hockey family, so kind of walk us through your youth teams and having a brother that played hockey above you, kind of all of the family and youth hockey that you had prior to this.
Yeah, so I guess it relates back to my dad. He came before me and my brother. He used to be an airline pilot, but he quit doing that because my brother wanted to play hockey, and they didn't have a coach. So he quit his airlining kind of career and became a coach for my brother. So that's kind of started to take off. And then I got into hockey. So I started at like age 6 or so, and my dad was there with me through it, helping me and my brother get through it all. And my dad didn't really know much about hockey. He never played like in a league in his life, and he just picked up as he went, and now he's here. So it's kind of crazy that he went from airline pilot to this.
That is I did not know that about your dad. So that is something really cool I did not know.
He didn't like fly commercial and stuff. Like he kind of just did it, I guess, for his recreation. Like sometimes he would get some like people who would ask him to fly, but like it was kind of just his recreation. So.
And then your upbringing with like what teams did you kind of play for to kind of lead to where you are now?
So I started out playing with the Amateur Penguins in Harmarville. I'm a Pittsburgh guy.
Yeah.
I played the Amateur Penguins up until like I was 10, and then I think they switched to Renegades shortly after, which if you ask me, I hated so much. Like, wow, Amateur Penguins seems so cool compared to Renegades. And this was actually crazy. When I was 10, when my dad was coaching, they didn't like my dad being a coach, so they didn't offer him to come back. And my dad was very professional with me about it. He's like, hey, you can stay at Renegades, be coached by somebody else, or you can come with me and go to Vipers. And he didn't pressure me at all, which I love about my dad. He let me live my life. But I decided to leave Renegades and go with my dad, and we then did stuff there. He coached me up until like I was 16 there. So
you come to RMU. What about RMU's program kind of said to you, hey, I want to play here? Was it a little bit of factor that your dad's a coach here, your brother went through the system? Was that kind of a big factor for you, or did you kind of just say like, you know what, this is the perfect fit for me to do what I want to do, but also I have a lot of family ties here?
Honestly, I think it was a lot of everything. My dad being here wasn't really a huge factor. It was a little bit, I guess, but I think it was mainly my brother, because we're very close, and he shared a lot of stories about RMU, about the campus, about the program. So it was just like very nice, and that kind of got me to go here. I'm a education major. It had a good program here. It was pretty close to home, so it kind of just checked all the boxes.
You go into tryouts last year. You elect to go with the D4 team, a team that was kind of brand new, getting rebuilt, a ton of freshmen coming in.
Yeah.
So you kind of got put into this role immediately of like, hey, we know how talented you are. You're going to kind of run our defense. What did that mean to you from Coach Bubbs to kind of give you the keys to do what you want with this team?
Yeah, that was really interesting. I tried out, made the D4 team, and he kind of said, you're going to be first line with Ant-Man, and we were the lockdown defense. We kind of controlled everything on the ice, and that was like a really huge role for me. I don't want to take all the credit, though. Me and Ant-Man were a good pairing. Me and him do it together, but it was really interesting. As you say, freshman coming into it, so it was really interesting.
I guess, what did Ant-Man kind of teach you about the collegiate level to kind of get used and acclimated to a whole new play style, kind of?
Yeah, he was trying to coach me like through some of the stuff. We were practicing together, running through pairings and stuff, and I guess I can't really remember anything like vividly he taught me, but he was just always there just helping me out. I don't even know if I started out pairing with him, because I think I was with Dennis a little bit.
I think it was Dennis.
But no, Ant-Man was definitely there the whole time, though.
We love Ant-Man.
Yeah.
Great leader on the team. As we move forward throughout the season, your point total starts to climb, the goals start to climb, you start to get eyes drawn to you. Did you ever kind of feel that the pressure coming that you're like, oh, maybe I do have a lot of weight on this team, they kind of look for me to provide the offense and stable defense and stuff like that?
At first, not really, but then like as the season progressed, as you said, yeah. I don't want to say pressure, but like I think it's like expectation. Like if I'm gonna get out there for 28 minutes a night, which it felt like sometimes, or like 24 minutes, and there's guys that are getting out there for 8 minutes, I'm quadruple their time. I have to score a goal. I have to do something with it, or else I'm just like wasting that time. So I guess there was that pressure. Like I don't want to take away all this ice time and not do anything with it.
Right. Was there a welcome to club hockey, college hockey moment that you had? I know some people, it's like, oh, you get lit up the big hit, or you try to make a play, turnover leads to a goal. What was your kind of welcome to the college hockey world?
I didn't think it would actually happen, but I did have a welcome to the league moment. It was the first game, and I was going down, I think, on the left side of the ice. I cut to the middle, and I get a decent shot, but afterwards I get knee-on-kneed, and it was a knee-on-knee hit. They didn't call anything, but like that was my, oh crap, this is college hockey. So that was a pretty serious moment.
Yeah. Let's get into more of the fun questions. I know we like to talk about the locker room jokesters. Who do you think is the guy that you can always have to keep your eye on in the locker room? Like, oh, he's gonna put tape in my gloves, or he's gonna take my stick or something like that. Who's the guy to focus on this year that you've seen?
This year, might have to go with Mitch. He's always messing around doing something, or maybe even Peltz. I feel like those two are always up to no good. Bozak's always an interesting one. There's always somebody talking to him, like either very loudly or they're arguing about something. So he's always fun to watch and like talk to.
Who's had the best prank, and what did they do? Andrew, I guess you can answer this question too. We want to see your opinion on this.
I don't think, was there any pranks this year
Not yet this year, but someone's gear was put in the shower last year.
I didn't even know about this.
I think it was Mitch that put it there.
That would make sense.
Of course, Mitch.
Yeah. I don't think the shower was on, but he just kind of hid it in the shower.
That is, yeah, okay, I get that.
Typical Mitch.
Yeah.
I guess one prank that kind of happened was very minor. I told my roommate to go get my apparel, the stuff I'm wearing now, because I wasn't going to be there. And he told me the whole time that they ran out of larges and I had to get a small. So for the whole day I was thinking, oh crap, how am I going to walk in with small apparel and stuff? But
if I'm not mistaken, Remote is a Carter Bosson, correct?
It is, yeah. He loves messing with people.
Great player too.
Oh, he is. Very good player.
He was another freshman that kind of had a lot of weight on his shoulders playing on that top line with Crawford. But of course, you play with a guy like Crawford, you're going to produce too.
Oh, yeah. I think Carter definitely produced. He did his expectation. I think he ended near a point per game. He was on a good pace for goals and assists and stuff. So, yeah, pretty nice.
Looking ahead to this season, we have a board behind us or over here that has the list of all of those freshmen.
Yes.
You guys have loaded up on new talent. What have you seen from this new group of guys that says, okay, we're bound to repeat. We're gonna do this again?
Oh yeah. As you're saying, there's half our team is freshmen basically. We're so much faster than last year. It's not even a question. I honestly feel like I had not to call out the D3 team, but if D3 versus D4, I don't want to say we'd win, but it'd be close. I'll say that. I don't think there's a major difference between D3 and D4 this year.
We go to tryouts this year. You were I know on the fence a little bit of saying, okay, maybe I take the step up, play with my dad, also step back, lead this team, kind of do my own thing with D4. You elect to go with D4. Why did you think that it was the better fit for you to stay and lead this team to go to another championship?
I think that D3 I could have joined my dad, or D4 I could have stuck with my buddies and played another year. I think going to a championship again would be very cool. So I think I just want to ride it out one last time, get a D4 championship hopefully, and then probably next year join my dad in D3. Kind of just like take them one step at a time.
There was talks when I talked with your brother last year. He said that he may join the coaching ranks knowing that you were coming here. Is that still a possibility that in the coming years we see Norm join the coaching ranks with your dad?
It's definitely very possible. They're actually coaching together right now at Butler High School. My dad's he's the D3 coach here, and he's the head coach there, and my brother is the middle school coach there. So they kind of have like I can't even think of it.
It's like the father-son
like
connection to run a team.
Right. So they kind of have that going here, but I wouldn't be surprised if next year, in a couple years, he joins the RMU coaching roster.
I love working with him. I know he used to do a lot of commentary with me.
Yeah.
So I do want him back, but I know he's a very busy man.
He's a busy man. He's an interesting man. He does some wacky things. Oh, God.
I'm guessing you've listened to a couple of your brother's games. He's had a couple of great calls. Is there one that you've seen, you're like, what is he saying on the microphone? And how are people enjoying what he is saying?
I think his biggest one, if I'm getting it right, I think somebody scored or something happened, and he said something like, ooh, wow, wee, wow to it. And I don't know where that came from, but that has to be one of his best calls. So
there's another thing I remember he did is he would have people text him phrases, and he had to incorporate them throughout the game somehow.
Yes.
And he always found a way it would be something stupid like, oh, that's a Sheetz hot dog looking, like something dog. Like that. Yep. And he'd somehow find a way to put that in the broad. I don't know how he did it. It's remarkable, honestly.
He
what a guy.
Can just talk about anything and just get it in there. So, oh God, yeah. You're right though. He should come back. He should.
Norm, I know you're watching. Coming back, no question. You're coming back here. You get to come on here first, and then you get to go on the microphone. Got to go through the steps. Is there ever a possibility that you join a microphone for games and stuff like your brother did?
I possibly could. I would definitely be down to for whatever game it is. Even if I'm scratched, I don't know if Bubs would allow that. I'll commentate the D4 game if I'm ever scratched. But
there's a couple openings where I will not be there, and Andrew will be calling games. So there's a spot. It's open.
Yeah.
Take a spot with it. You have Andrew guiding you because he's going to get his first taste of club play-by-play this year. That is not in a 13-0 blowout to RIT.
Yep.
So you actually get a real game. You did go to over the summer, but you're moving up your ranks as well.
Nice.
So you have a nice little leader. I know he's usually going to be on the bench with you, so he'll give you some pointers along the way. Yeah, congrats, Andrew.
Thank you.
You're going to get your first stuff this year.
Thank you.
Not a 13-0 game.
Not a well, maybe. Depends who D3's playing. Because Case Western, who knows? 13-0, maybe. Maybe.
It's possible. 15.
Maybe. There's one game I do want to go back to. We talked about prior to the stream where Crawford had 5 goals in the first period. Going into the second period, Andrew goes in net for Worcester. Or was it Worcester or Carnegie? Worcester.
Yeah, Worcester, yep.
When you see Andrew come out in a different colored jersey and go into the other net, what is your bench thinking? You're like, wait, why is Andrew going to the opposing team's net, and do you think he's actually going to let us score?
Yeah, well, those are the two questions. Is he going to just let us score? What's he going to do? And I think we just started taking bets with each other at that time. Like, all right, who's going to score first? And we were just very shocked it was happening. And then, 10 minutes later, the commissioner, I think, the commissioner of the league calls. Not to be mean, but come on, he wanted to just play. But
you're going perfect.
Yeah, 3 for 3.
One of the only goalies with 0 goals against in their career.
In a game. Yeah. Do you consider that a shutout in your eyes, Andrew?
Oh yeah, I take everything I can get.
Yeah. He had one shutout. Well, I guess It was no goals against not St. Was it St. Vincent?
Allegheny.
Or Allegheny, his freshman year.
Oh, did he?
He got put in a blowout for the last. Was it the whole third period, or is there a bit?
It was the last 7 minutes.
Yeah, but he also had another technical shot out
Yeah.
on that one. So all of your relief games have been quite interesting, Andrew.
Except for St. Vincent.
We don't talk about that one, do we? What happened in that, Andrew?
I came in for the third period. We were losing 11-5, and we lost 16-6, I think.
Yep.
Not
Something
awful.
like that.
Yeah.
Hey, 5 goals against. Not bad, not
4
bad.
goals against.
4 goals
Had to be
against.
15. Had to be 15.
Not bad.
The fans were happy.
Yeah.
21 goals.
Absolute
Or
barn burner.
22 goals.
Yeah. It was a tight one.
Absolute barn burner.
We missed the charity game for that one.
Yeah.
We'll lead into that. You guys are coming home from the charity game, and you look at your guys' phone, and you say, what happened at the D1 charity game? Kind of walk us through the bus reaction. Obviously, do not go in detail of what happened, but what was your guys' initial reactions of, like, what just happened?
I don't know too much about it, but I heard about, like, kind of what happened. I think we were kind of just all in shock, and, like, in those situations, you just have to laugh, I guess. I mean, what was your reaction to that? Like,
I know you texted me immediately.
shock and laughter, I
yeah,
think.
that was about it. We just didn't know how to react. We talked about it most of the bus ride home. We were like, how does this even get to this point and happen?
Right. I think it was Peltz who saw it first, no?
Yeah, Peltz got the first video.
Yeah.
Probably screen recorded the game.
Yeah, Peltz is always, like, looking at D3, D2, D1, always looking at other teams, seeing how they're doing, so.
Yeah.
It's another guy who does color commentary occasionally. The one time he did a game was the West Virginia game that went into overtime that we scored with a minute left to go. It's his only game he's ever called, and he got the best game of the year. And he still talks about it. He's like, how did I get so lucky? I get to do the best game.
You just got to have him on again. Then it'll be another best game of the year.
He's asked me. He's going to come on at some point.
Okay.
We'll see. And then, obviously, the offer extends to you, of course, because the Riffner bloodline runs deep through Army Club sports.
It does.
So.
It very much does.
The Andrew and Riff connection coming in November. End of October, I think is the first one you have?
I think so.
I think the
That sounds about right.
28th. I think that's Case Western. So do your studying ahead of time. You got Case Western.
I will be doing my studies.
You better be. First impressions are always good.
Yeah.
On the ice, are you a vocal leader, or are you a guy that kind of sits back and just kind of gives the small pointers, or are you the guy chirping people? What is your style on the ice of how you interact with your teammates and opposing teams as well?
Opposing teams, I'm usually pretty serious when it comes to game time, I think. I guess you can kind of be my justifier here. But in practice, last year I wasn't wearing an A. And something for me is like, well, if you're not wearing an A, you really shouldn't be talking, is kind of my mentality. So I kind of last year led by example, wasn't talking much. This year, I'm trying to be a little bit more vocal for the freshmen, for everybody. I'm trying to make everybody laugh, or at least feel welcome. I feel like I'm messing around with giggles a lot recently.
Yeah.
But yeah, just messing around with people. So I'd say more vocal this year, but it's still going good.
Cheerleader.
10-minute major last year for some you didn't even say.
All right. Okay, Riff, what did you do?
Who was that against?
That was the senior night game against Cal.
Yeah. Oh, I feel so bad. I feel bad because, like, that was Nemo's senior night, and we weren't able to win it for him. And,
Jerry.
yeah. And I feel bad for both of them because, like, I sat out basically the whole period. But, yeah, I think something happened down below, and I think it was, like, a bad whistle. And I don't know if it was a parent or if it was somebody in our team, yelled something at the ref. And honestly, I kind of forget what he heard, but he associated it with me and put me in the box for it.
For misconduct.
And then after the
Wow.
game, I go up to him very casually. I was trying to be mean. I'm like, so what did you think I said? And I can't remember what he told me, but it wasn't even me.
No.
So
The ref, like, even apologizes, like, I just looked the first person I saw. Or,
he said something like, he's like, well, I had to put somebody in there. Somebody was saying something. I had to control the game. And I was like, all right, well, you kind of just, I don't know.
you kind of ruined it for us.
Kind of threw the game for us. But, yeah, oh, God, made me mad. I think it was like something like make an effing call, I think, or something along those lines.
YouTube, that's okay. He didn't swear.
Yeah.
Something
quote,
along
it's a
those
quote.
lines.
Yeah.
But, yeah.
definitely was not. And he even came up to the bench and was like, I would have called it a 5 if I could.
Yeah.
Just the control. I understand it.
Like, he was like, based on the nature of the call, I literally can't make it anything less than a 10. It's like, it doesn't make sense.
Yeah.
Didn't have to throw Riff in the box. He did nothing.
Yeah.
Free my boy Riff.
They didn't score on their power play, though.
No.
Which is good.
I just wasn't out there for 12 minutes,
Yeah.
right? So
Yeah.
Especially if I'm correct here, it was a 1-score game at the end.
it was. Yep.
That's 10 minutes. That's crucial.
Yep.
On the ice last year, who was the most vocal? Was it Captain Nemo, or was it someone else that loved to kind of stir the pot on the ice?
On the ice, it might have been Mitch. He loves getting with the opponents, but on the bench, in the locker room, definitely Nemo. I think he was a very good captain, very vocal in the locker room, trying to pick people up. But yeah, on the ice, it has to be Mitch. He's a gritty player. So
Gritty Mitch. Whose play style in the NHL would you say him more like a Kachuk kind of play style, or who would you kind of compare his game to?
I think he's more of a rat. I think he's like Marchand. He's
a shorthanded specialist, too.
Yeah. Shorthanded
True,
specialist.
yeah.
He had more shorthanded goals than even strength goals, I believe.
Dang.
I think you're right. Yeah, he had at least 2 shorthanded goals or 3.
Yeah, I think he had 2 in that morning game against CMU.
Yeah.
That's
Yep.
crazy.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, Mitch. I
Yeah.
didn't see him as a Teddy Bluger, but all right. Penalty kill specialist.
Yeah, Teddy Bluger, not Marchand. No. Teddy Bluger.
Andrew, I'll pass it off to you. Question for your teammate.
All right. I know this is kind of early. What's your record prediction for our team this year?
Be honest.
Are we counting the D2s and D3 games?
Yes, the 16 games that we
Okay.
have.
I think 12-4 sounds reasonable. I think
like that.
I think we're gonna lose one game to a D4 team, and then the D3 and D2 teams. I don't know what's gonna happen.
Yeah,
So,
those are so unpredictable.
yeah,
If I had to take a guess, I would say Cal would probably be the one game.
yeah. I think that, I mean, they have a vengeance for us. We got a lot better though. We got a lot better. Our team's so much faster, but they probably did too. So
Always ever changing between. But the rivalry between you two seems to be a fun one.
yeah.
Of course, you guys played each other 5-6 times last year, I believe.
Cal, we only played like 3 times.
I think
We'll include playoffs and
Oh, yeah.
other stuff. So yeah,
it was around 4.
4 or
yeah.
5 times.
We're playing CMU 5 times this year.
Mhm.
Jeez. But yeah, I'd say Cal, the rivalry opponent. What's it like playing against their team and kind of seeing like, oh, this team is actually really good.
They definitely know our guys. We know theirs. I think we have the upper hand in the rivalry because I think we're all a little bit bigger, a little faster. So I think we were kind of like dominating the play. But yeah, definitely like you get to the level of, yeah, I know what this guy can do. I'm going to defend this area or I'm going to attack this area because I know his play style. So it kind of becomes playoff hockey in a way where it's not like you're going blind every single game. You kind of know, okay, Sidney Crosby's here. Avoid that line, go to this line, So
Yes, now we're going to introduce our new special that we're going to present here for the first time ever. We have a TV, and we're going to use it.
It's very
and
nice.
we're going to pick a clip from you, and we're going to walk up here. We're going to take a
Okay.
look at this, and you're going to walk us through.
You want me on this side?
What? Yep, come on over here. Move the microphone over to this side. As Mitch is trying to break in. Mitch, you cannot come in. All right, so we're going to play the video. We're not going to let Mitch in, no matter what happens here. All right, we're gonna stop right here. Okay, it's a little blurry here, but
Yes.
you're coming down right here. What are you seeing on the goaltender that you're like, okay, I'm taking this the entire way. You're going to make the shot here.
Yeah, so I entered the zone and this forward was kind of flat-footed. So I went around her and then I see it's like a one-on-one kind of scenario. And this defenseman was so flat-footed. It was kind of just like a 50-50 of which way I go, either right or left. And I assumed he would take the middle, so I went to the outside. And then I'm looking at this goalie, and he was a pretty big goalie. He was stopping shots left and right. So I tried another move I tried earlier in the game where it wasn't really like a good shot per se. It's kind of like a flip shot in. and I just tried it again, and luckily it went kind of like right above his glove. So.
Okay, a little lip right here. You go up high. As you're watching this puck go in, do you think you have the lucky advantage here, or do you think this goalie's making the stop?
Saying that I tried to move once and failed, I'm like, all right, this one has to go in because I know I know it's a good shot on him because he comes down low. So I'm thinking, all right, I have to get this one.
Go in. It does go in. At this moment, what are you thinking? Do you see this puck go in? You guys win the championship. You guys come all the way back. I'm
completely shocked. I'm like, honestly, I think it was just a bunch of utter shock. I hear the fans just roar. Like I've never been in a building that crazy before, but it was definitely an interesting experience. And then finally, all your teammates come here. The celebration, was that a planned one, or did you just at the moment you're like, yeah, this is what I'm gonna do? If you ever look at my goals, I don't celebrate. I had no idea what to do. And I honestly, I kind of just looked at all the fans at the moment because like they all seemed happy. Like if you look at that side, there's nobody there. If you look at the other side, you can't even like find a spot to sit. There were so many fans, so I was just happy they were all there. And then I get bombarded by everybody afterwards, so it's very interesting. And that concludes our first little TV segment.
Yeah.
Very new. So we're gonna use this for every player who's come on. We're gonna have little clips to show, walk through, but perfect. You did a perfect job there walking us through. Now we're gonna work our way back to the table. Back we go. All right, Andrew. How do you think it went? Pretty good? Pretty good. All right.
Yeah.
Floor's yours. Question for your teammate Riff here.
All right, I'm bringing back the old classic. What's your favorite drill in practice?
Oh, God. Probably the tip drill or Michigan, which Michigan's the 3-on-0, 3-on-1, 3-on-2 kind of stuff. So that's good for line rushes. Then tip drill kind of works with the forwards to getting shots in the net. So. Since Mitch is in the room now, Mitch, do you have a question for your teammate here?
You put me on the spot now.
Yeah, you're gonna sit in the back. You're gonna be involved.
I was just watching. You guys were talking about me the whole time.
No,
I
we were
talked
not.
about you a little bit.
I was listening to it. I was downstairs.
Mr. Marchand.
Exactly.
We'll just ask you that. What do you think you're like a Marchand, or who would you compare yourself to?
My coach in Pee Wee said I was like Marchand, so I guess so. But ever since then, that's what everybody says. So.
Money Mitch Marchand.
That's actually, I like it.
What, buddy?
Money Mitch Marchand.
I'm using that this year.
I like it.
We'll do one last question for you, Riff. Looking at the board, floor is yours. Who do you want to put on the spot to bring on the pod next?
I think we should do a rookie and then probably somebody who's been here or like it's been around. So probably Lindsay and probably Devin. Lindsay and Devin might make a good pairing next time.
Brandon, Lindsay, Devin Lamaga, you guys are on the spot. You guys are next. Riff, thanks so much for coming on.
Thank you very much.
It was finally great to have you on here. I know it was a long time coming. We tried last year,
Yes.
couldn't make it work time-wise, but this year we got you on.
Yeah.
And now we get to get you on a couple broadcasts as well.
Sounds good.
The Riffner connection stays strong with RMU Club Sports. But Ryan Riffner, ladies and gentlemen, the assistant captain as a sophomore, game-winning goal in overtime to win the championship last year. And we can't wait to see what you guys do this weekend on the road in your first game.
Better
So,
win game one.
Best of luck to you guys.
Thank you very much.
We're going to take a quick intermission. After this, we will have two members from the Division I men's club ice hockey team joining us, Mr. Sal DiDominico and Nathan Isaac. We'll be right back. We are back with two members from the Division I men's club hockey team, both defensemen, one new, one old. To the left of me here, Mr. Nathan Isaac, and the brand new member of the team, the first freshman, I could say freshman-ish to come onto the show.
That's close enough.
Yeah,
Close enough.
defenseman Salvatore DiDominico. CJ, pay attention. Salvatore DiDominico.
Get it right.
Okay? We got that. Salvatore DiDominico.
Yeah,
You're wrong, I'm right. Okay. But boys, welcome on to the show. Long time coming for you, Mr. Isaac here.
Yeah, I mean, thank you for having me. I've always wanted to do something like this. It's pretty cool.
Yeah, and then Sal coming in here. Seeing we do this kind of media stuff, what do you think about it so far?
It's actually pretty exciting. It's it's a whole lot more than I've done it. Any other programs. So it's a new experience, but it's cool, and I'm excited to be here.
This weekend, you guys are going in 2-0 after a sweep against Canisius.
Yeah.
You got Syracuse. Nate, you've seen it before. Syracuse is a tough team.
They're definitely a step ahead of Canisius, and Canisius, their goalies were pretty tall, but Syracuse is definitely a different level.
So what do you guys need to do defensively against a team that we know Syracuse very, very good on the score sheet? They're going to try to put up a lot of shots against your goalies, but what do you kind of tell guys like Sal who haven't seen a team like Syracuse and what to expect?
I mean, they're a fast team, but obviously if you keep your composure, stay calm, just do your job, move the puck as fast as you can. Works out pretty well. Bringing the puck out is the main key, and I mean, you got to talk, use your communication. I mean, we might be working together this weekend, so we just got to make sure that we're moving the puck to each other and getting it in deep. Let the boys muck and grind. So.
Muck and grind.
Absolutely.
And then going into this weekend, we saw Matt Purdue go down Saturday, but you do get your captain, Blake Logis, back. So what's it like now that Logis is in the lineup, and how is Purdue, and will he play this weekend?
Yeah, I mean, Blake's always the guy to go to. He blocks shots. He's always that guy that you put out there in tough situations. And Purdue, he dressed for practice today with a contact jersey, so he's taking contacts. He feels good. I talked to him today. He said he's ready to go, so we'll see what the roster is like tomorrow. So.
Yeah, Purdue's doing a whole lot better. I talked to him a little bit after our game on Saturday. He said he couldn't really tell what it was with his shoulder, but he said it was sore and it was bothering him. So, better off that he didn't play that game Saturday.
Yeah.
It's always better to play it safe and not try to risk it this early into the season, especially when you have so much time to heal. So we're glad that we're glad he made a quick recovery, and we're glad that he'll be back with us on the back end to hopefully start Friday.
That's good. Nice from Matt. He's gonna play. We're gonna grind it out here.
Yeah.
We're gonna go all the way back. Youth career hockey. So we're gonna start with you. How did you get into the game? Teams you kind of played for.
Wow.
Moving you all the way up to this point.
Jeez. I'd say when we got into hockey, my parents, my mom and dad especially, really big into taking me to hockey games, and just kind of with Sidney Crosby coming in and kind of being this new big figure in Pittsburgh, it was kind of hard not to get into hockey, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
With someone as influential as him being around, and hockey, I mean, at least I would think, took a huge jump in popularity as it might have been in the past, with Lemieux kind of finishing up in his last couple of years. But watching Sidney Crosby on TV, seeing the commercials and everything really got me into it. It's been I couldn't even tell you when I started with the stick in my hand, to be honest. I remember I started, my parents got me a mini stick kit for Christmas one year, and from there it took off. My parents couldn't keep me off the porch out back, and shooting pucks, balls, tennis balls, you name it. Anything that I could shoot on the net, I was doing it, and the love just kept growing, and I played roller hockey until I was about 8 years old. Then I made the transition to ice. Started to learn how to skate, so I actually missed all my mites, and I went right into my first year at Pee Wee. But all throughout youth hockey, I played for Armstrong, and then for a brief period, I went and played for Steel City Renegades, and then for my last year of amateur hockey, I went back and played 1 year at Arrows before I left for juniors. So. But yeah, I'd say probably the biggest contributor is probably my parents just being so supportive and, really giving me the opportunities and showing me that, it's something, and allowing me to, express what I want to do and support my dreams as far as hockey went. And then obviously Sidney Crosby, huge influence, just like anybody else.
Mr. Isaac, a little similar?
I'd say similar, but I didn't start right away. I was doing soccer, baseball, all these other sports, and I don't know really what happened, but I was never really good, so I don't know if it was my parents that pulled me out or what happened there. It's hard to remember, but I grew up, probably started when I was 6 or 7, and grew up playing with my brother. We started together at the same time, learned to skate together, played high school hockey together, and I've been around the area, so I played for almost 5 different teams in this area in Cranberry, and grew up on the RMU island, so the play here is kind of surreal. I'd say parents were a big deal. They paid for everything. They don't miss a game. so the support from them was always there and always nice to have.
So coming to RMU, Nate, I'll start with you. Since you kind of grew up here, was it kind of the no-brainer to come to RMU?
It was definitely a no-brainer, but I applied for other schools like Kent and small schools like Duquesne. I got into Pitt, but I did some summer skates here. Talked to Coach Joseph, and he was really lenient on me and kept a spot for me, even though I was injured my freshman year, coming into my freshman year. And I think going to those skates really made a bond with him. I could talk to him easy, and knowing the coach, so it was a pretty easy decision for me to come here.
And then Sal, a little bit of a different route. You did juniors and then ended up transferring over here. But what about RMU kind of spoke to you of where you want to go to school?
Yeah, I saw what started with RMU is I saw Roman Kramer's goal, and I was like, wow. So I started like looking into it a little bit, and I was like, this team looks pretty legit. And it was actually Greg Kramer who actually reached out to me and got me into contact with Coach Joseph. And I tell people all the time, I was like, Greg Kramer was my little recruiter. He brought me in and introduced me to Coach Joseph, and from there it kind of became a pretty easy choice. I mean, in terms of transferring, when I was really looking at all the options, I looked into Pitt a little bit, but they didn't have my major, and obviously seeing the special team that and just program that they have here, it made it a pretty no-brainer for me. So it was pretty easy to come here, and ever since I've been here, I've been welcomed with open arms. So it's I'm just glad to be here.
Have you given Greg a little bit of a jab, saying like, hey, you need to get back on the ice?
Well, it's funny because I have a couple classes with Greg, and I always give him a hard time. I said, look at that. I'm like, you stop playing. I'm like, you bring me in. I take your number. I said it all works out in the long run. So, Greg's a really good friend of mine. I knew him back when we played amateurs. We never played together, but I knew him from there. And we talk about hockey constantly. I don't think he has any. I don't know if he's going to come back or not. Just hasn't really told me much about it. I mean, but we still do talk about hockey, and we obviously stay in touch still. He's one of my best friends. So,
Greg, I know you're watching.
He's
back.
So funny.
He is. I love him. He's a great guy. Greg's a great guy.
Have you learned a nickname that they gave him last year?
Oh, was it Pipes?
Pipes.
Yeah, Pipes.
I had to use it in a couple of his goal calls, and I remember his parents texting me like, "Yeah, that's sick. I love it."
That's funny. Yeah.
I do miss him, but it was kind of funny when last year, he's a freshman, and then his cousin Roman's a senior, and you say Kramer. And there was one time they were on the ice together, and it was Kramer to Kramer, and I kept tripping over my words, and I'm like, I got to figure out a way to do this. And then his parents like, just call him Pipes. I'm like, okay.
Yeah.
And then the next game you remember the 2-goal game?
Yep, the wraparound, and I forget what the other one was.
They're both
but
wraparounds.
He had nice.
The two
they were
wraparounds.
both. He had,
both wraparounds.
Yeah, nice selfies too. So.
Miss you, Pipes. Come back, man. Please. We need you.
Would be nice.
But that was, I believe, one of his first goals. Speaking of first goals, Nathan Isaac, congratulations, buddy. First career goal.
Making me smile and blush.
Yes. Walk us through, the moment you get the puck behind the net, you wrap it around, it goes in. You said after that you just kind of blank.
Yeah, it was kind of blackout, but, the little transition to going down the sidewall there, and I was fumbling with the puck the whole time. The ref was kind of in the way too, and I just couldn't really hold on to it, but I got it. Drapes passed it to me at the bottom of around the net. So, and then I hear Reader yelling, and I know if he's yelling, he's probably open. He's always open when he yells. So I tried to feed it to him in front there. Kind of got poked away, came right back to me, and luckily I pulled it around, and I didn't even get it off the ice, but it slid right in. And after that, it was kind of blackout, and then the slam against the glass. Something I always dream about. So it's cool little goal there.
Yeah, we'll look at the clip a little bit later towards the end of the show, and you can walk us through, and everyone can kind of see Sal not touch the puck and get an assist
Sal
on it.
didn't touch the puck.
Yeah,
It leads the team.
Yeah,
so it's always good.
That's the next question I had. Sal, you have 2 assists, and in your eyes, you said I didn't touch the puck for either of my assists, but somehow you're leading the team in points.
Yeah, that's kind of crazy. I'll take it. I guess is a good way to put it. I honestly didn't even notice until Alejandro said something to me the other day, and it's just for me like points isn't really like a big deal to me. Putting wins, putting numbers up in the win column, that's what's important. So it is funny because I didn't really even realize because I hardly often check my stats, so I kind of make like a little mental note. So in my mind, I didn't have any, but so to hear that was kind of funny. But my parents said something after both games. They were like, the announcer said you had it. I was like, they'll fix it. Guess they did it. So, but yeah, I'll take what I can get. Hopefully this weekend I put up some real points. So we'll see.
Point per game average. You got to stay true to that now.
Yeah, I got a little pressure now to keep up with the pace, but we'll see.
Compared to this one who's constantly checking his stats. And, he comes out to me after the first game. He's like, I didn't have 0 points my freshman year. I had 2.
Yeah, I was kind of mad about that.
Sorry, man.
Just gave it to Roman. He scored, so it's always good. But I do check the stats and see 2 games, 1 goal. I think it's pretty fun. Take a screenshot of that. So
yeah, we're here to announce Nathan Isaac has retired. He's going to end up top. 1 goal in 2 games. Congratulations, great career, Nate.
Thank you.
Guys, hang it up.
No, yeah. My buddy, he plays for Akron, D3, and we talked about it over the summer, and we worked together. So it's cool to see the work pay off. And now he texted me after I scored and said, I'm on pace for 15. So hopefully I can keep that up. That'd be pretty cool.
You're going to lead the team in goals in no time.
Yeah, hopefully.
Speaking of first career goals, we saw Michael Hurst get his first career goal, 2 minutes left in the first game. This weekend, who do you have your eyes on your team that says, yeah, we're getting the first one in?
Whew.
Besides yourself, Sal. Because I know you're going to say yourself.
No, I wasn't.
I would love to see Sal get a goal.
I was going to say Zorner.
Yeah, he deserves it.
He's
so good.
He's been a huge
Z.
impact. He's great on the PK.
Yeah, he's the best PK player I think we
Yeah.
have. He's so tall and he has that long stick.
That reach is even in practice. Like I often
no one can get it around. It's crazy.
I look at teammates on the bench during practice. I'm like, damn, he's good.
He's so good.
He's good. So, but I think he's up on the forward end of things now. So I think he's gonna have some more opportunities to put the puck in the back of the net. So I'm gonna say Zorner's gonna bury one this weekend.
I would agree with that.
You just took my question. I was going to say, is Z going up the forward this week?
He is.
Yes.
He, at least practice today he was.
Yeah,
so.
at least recently, the last practice or so, he's been up at forward. But you never know until the roster comes out. So until then, question mark. But I'm pretty sure that's.
I'm about to blow your mind with this. His last name is pronounced Zerner.
Zerner?
Yes. Zerner.
How did you say?
I said Zorner.
That's what I said.
And that's what I thought.
Yeah, that's what everyone told me. Your entire team thought it. Until we get a message in the first game chat from, I believe, maybe his grandparents or something. That said,
I saw that.
Zerner. And we were like,
No,
how is it? Okay.
Yeah. Well,
But we even told Coach Joseph after the game, like, David's last name's pronounced Zerner? And he goes, no, it's not. I'm like, yes, it is. It's Zerner.
Well, if everybody's making the mistake, I can't get chalked.
Yeah.
Exactly.
So-
No, I made it. CJ made it. Coach Joseph even made it. So, like, everyone's wrong here.
Yeah.
But I mean,
That's right.
yeah, I'm teaching now.
Yeah, he sent me the board yesterday and it said Big Z on it, so that's one way to not make the mistake. So
Yeah,
it's pretty funny too.
Just Big Z.
Big
Straight
Z.
up Big Z. I do want to talk about one of your other defense partners, Andrew Finnegan. My goodness, what a weekend he had.
I don't think
His
I've ever seen
hits,
that before.
Those are
He's
ridiculous.
just huge hits after every shift almost, and he's a big physical player, and we need him to do that. And did it twice, so hopefully he can keep it up this weekend and the whole season. So.
For both of you, how do you follow that? Like, do you guys have to be like, okay, now we have to do what Finney does?
It's just a really good I wouldn't say like a role model, but like a good leeway for everybody else. Every time Finney steps on the ice, you can really tell that he wants it. He wants to win. He wants to be out there. He wants to make that play. And as a new guy coming in, you love to see that because it gives you motivation to go out there and want to work just as hard as him or work even harder than him. And, you want to be the one to make that big play. You want to contribute like he does. You know what I mean? So it's awesome to see teammates like that who just have no problem, even in practice, really stepping up and above and showing how bad you want something and making everybody else try to work for it. It's easier to work in a group than it is for one person to carry. So.
Right. as we talk about pranksters a lot in the room, has there been anything that has happened this season where you kind of, it's going to be like, maybe someone kind of went after you because you're one of the younger guys?
Well, I've been getting myself into some trouble recently.
Oh, no.
I sit next to Gio in the locker room.
Oh, yeah.
And
Same situation,
this morning actually, he had a Celsius in the locker room, and when he turned his head, I took it and I hit it. But that's not the first time I've hit Gio's stuff. But honestly, when it comes to the prankster stuff, I think that I'm gonna be the one getting in trouble for that. I almost taped one of my teammates' stuff together last week during practice.
No. Who are you gonna do that to?
Nope.
Not me,
That's
huh?
a good idea
say.
not to say. It's a good idea not to say. But no, last year I found myself doing that every now and then. I don't know if you've ever seen the clip of Marc-Andre Fleury where he tapes all of his stuff together. Took a little inspiration from that last year. My one teammate, John Liziness, I taped all of his gear together, put the jersey on top. We taped his skates together. Oh, it was so funny. But it's because he used this double wide clear tape that nobody else used. And he was always crying about it. He's like, "Don't touch my tape." So we used the whole roll to tape his gear together. So
That's a good one.
Oh, it was so funny. It was good.
Nate, being one of the veterans, you getting involved with the pranks a little bit now?
Not really. I mean, we had our little freshman dinner where the main thing is the shoe check, where you put something on the shoe and you call shoe check, and you have to sing a song if there's something on your shoe. Tony did a good job singing. Trevor was up there too. I would say Tony did a pretty good job. I feel like Trevor soiled it. Sorry, buddy. But, I mean, it's good to have someone like Sal want to do that, so step up as a freshman. But it's pretty cool. Yeah, pretty funny, too.
No, they tried to get me a couple of times at the freshman dinner for shoe check, and they were just really bad at it. I was like, so I got like super anxious. I was like, nobody come near me for the next 15 minutes. I was like,
you would have killed that, bro.
Well, I had to do it last year. We were in Colorado playing Air Force Academy, and I had to step up in the middle of a Texas Roadhouse. It was packed. It was a Friday night, and we were at Texas Roadhouse, and I stood up on the table and sang Sweet Caroline to the entire Texas Roadhouse. So, it wouldn't have been my first time, but I certainly would have volunteered to do it twice.
Yeah,
You did say prior you're racking up the fines a little bit. What have you done here, Sal? That's putting you under.
Last year, I guess it's that prankster kind of. I wouldn't say it's a mentality, but it's always good to keep everybody on their toes a little bit in the locker room. I mean, as serious as everybody takes the sport and everything, I mean, at the end of the day, we're all there to enjoy ourselves and to have a good time. And I think doing a little thing here and there is always a good way to I wouldn't say ease the tension, but keep things light, fun. Not all the time. I mean, obviously there's a right and wrong time to do things, but every now and then the pranks would get me into a little bit of trouble. But other than
just
that,
a little bit.
Other than that,
$125 worth of.
Yeah. Other than that, I was pretty good.
Andrew, do you have a question for the boys? Gotta wake you up a little bit back here.
I gotta go with my old classic. What's your favorite drill in practice?
You got one yet?
Yeah, 7 pass.
You like 7 pass?
I love that drill.
Wow, I didn't expect you to pick that one.
No, I love that drill. Fast-paced moving drill, a lot of passes. It gets to shoot, and then I get to take a 2-on-1. So those are always fun too. And I like the one that we did today, the 2 pass with the 2-on-1.
Oh yeah, that one's always good.
The two
Get
forward,
the defense.
two forwards,
good.
2 forwards kick it out to the point, 2 shots on net, and then take a 2-on-1. So I like to shoot. So any drill that allows me to shoot and go fast, I'm a huge fan of it.
Yeah, so I'd say we haven't done this one yet, but I heard your last podcast you said the Michigan or Canada Cup. I don't know if you know that one.
Yeah, I've done Canada Cup.
That one's always fun. I've done that since I was like 10, so it's always cool to redo that one in practice, and gets everyone involved with passing and stuff, so it's pretty effective too.
Yeah.
So hopefully we can do it this year.
So we got Andrew behind the camera. We got Miss New Boss over here, Miss Peyton Ernst. Peyton, you're in the room. You get to ask a question. What do you have a question for the boys?
If I have a question.
Can we loop back to you a little later?
Yeah, come back to me.
Always put you on the spot. All right, Andrew, you can take her spot.
I got another one.
Isaac.
Oh no.
Freshman year, you were in our suite.
Yeah.
You didn't really come out and stay with us a lot, but how noisy were we?
You know, the noise wasn't really a problem. You guys were always even. I mean, the walls were brick, so it's hard to hear, but it wasn't too bad. Didn't keep me up. I had nice Beats headphones, so I would always put on some Rain and always give me the sleep for those 6 a.m. practices. But yeah, and not having a roommate for half the year was pretty nice. And then Moose coming in, he was a great roommate. I liked him. He was nice. Yeah.
You still prefer to be alone, a little quiet without Moose?
Yeah, it's always quiet with just me, but I'm a quiet guy, so having Moose being able to talk to me all the time kind of broke me out, but it was always nice to talk to him. So.
If you haven't heard about Moose, Andrew, would you like to share the news about Moose?
Moose is trying to become our third coach.
No way.
14.
That'd be so cool. A goalie coach or what?
He's been working around some drills. He's been on the ice.
Oh, no way.
Yeah.
Can he skate without can he skate that well?
He's doing well.
Oh, there you go. That's kind of funny.
Yeah.
Never seen him like that, so.
Last year, you guys had Coach Pelly.
Yeah.
This year, no Coach Pelly. Is there any former players that you would want to see come back and take the role of a Coach Pelly on the bench?
I mean, honestly, I would like to see Pelly come back, but he was always there on the defensive end talking to me and giving me advice, especially as a goalie. He knows what we should do on the back end. So, and he was always a nice guy. Even my freshman year coming in, he was a big locker room guy. He always is. So, but as of last year, Justin would be a big one, and maybe even Roman, because he's just such a great player, and those guys always make the practice faster and gets everybody better. Everyone around them becomes better, and Justin was always. He was probably, I'd say now he's probably one of the best captains I've ever played for, so I love that. Yeah.
With rumors circulating around Mr. Adamski about him coming back, since he is in this match, he'd elected not to play for the first half.
Yeah.
But have either of you talked to Justin, kind of give him a little bit of a nudge, like, hey, we could use you if you want to come back?
I haven't talked to him much, but maybe we'll pull a little Nate Mickey there and come back half the season, and that would be pretty cool, especially we could always use a player like him in the locker room as well. So
I don't know. Do you have a chance to meet Mr.
met him?
Adamski at all?
I have. I met him.
Really?
I met him at the summer. He was at some of the summer skates.
Oh yeah.
And Coach Joseph introduced me to him, and then he, after he introduced me to him, he rightfully lined me up for a one-on-one drill, the one where you got to race to the puck.
Yeah.
Smoked me. So that was me meeting him. I haven't really talked to him. I don't have any way to contact him, but. Yeah, he's a great player, so obviously anytime you have an opportunity to have a player like that come back, obviously you want someone like that back. Plus, an extra guy never hurts, right?
Yeah.
Another body.
Yeah.
Why not? Without Blake last week, obviously they looked to you two for a lot of the defense as well. You guys did get to play each other. What have you kind of learned about, each other kind of being on the same D pair for a little bit, especially in the second game against Canisius?
No, yeah, obviously we were on the ice together when I scored. It's always cool to have that moment, but I feel confident with everybody that we have. Playing with Sal, it's, if you make a mistake, I know he'll be there. So it's always good to have that little.
Yeah, playing with him, it's nice to have someone who kind of has a similar play style to me, where likes to move the puck fast. He always has his head up. He's good at communicating. So it's always nice when you have a defensive partner who makes your life just a little bit easier.
Yeah, exactly.
One of my favorite questions to ask when we bring a defenseman on the pod is, when you do a one-on-one against a forward, who do you like going up against, and who do you beat almost every time?
Oh, I don't want to throw anybody under the bus here,
That's
but
the whole point of this.
Last year, and you always try to. Keith is he's really fast, so I like to be paired up with him, and makes me better as a player, and I hope it makes him a little bit better going against me. But someone I always beat, I don't know. I'd like to think everybody. Humble, yeah. But Gio usually dangles me every now and then, and I was in a beer league over the summer, and he dangled me pretty hard because we played against him, but he had a little spinorama, so.
Typical Gio.
Yeah.
For me, I'd say my favorite person to go against is George. From the season started, everything. I don't know if George feels the same, but I've kind of worked up this little competitive game me and him got going on. whether it's us like poking around and messing with each other.
Power play throws your stick in the air.
Yeah, power. Well, what happened was it all started because I was running PK and I wasn't paying attention. He skates behind me and he knocks my stick out of my hands. So I got him the next practice after that, and he wasn't a fan of that. But Coach Joseph loved it. He was laughing. But me and George, we've gotten, I'd like to say we've gotten pretty close, and he's always someone that I like going one-on-one against because I know he's definitely not going to take it easy on me,
Right.
and he sure knows I'm not going to take it easy on him either, so he's always a fun guy to go against. As far as beating every time,
George.
Yeah, I usually do pretty good against George, honestly. But don't.
Who's counting?
Yeah,
Don't tell him.
Don't tell him. Shh. No, but no. I like to say Tony. I'm gonna throw Tony under the bus. I can't say I've had Tony get around me, but knock on wood, hopefully. But yeah.
Follow up with Tony. What did he have to sing up at the rookie dinner?
What did they say?
Oh my! They sung. It was a duet, so it was. I think he played the girl part and Trevor did the boy part.
It was so
But what
quiet.
song?
It was so quiet.
Oh my god! If you sung the song, I would know what it is, but I don't know.
I don't want to throw them under the
Was
bus,
it-
but it was so bad.
It was
Like,
not the best one. I've seen better ones.
Oh, it was so bad. The effort wasn't there. They were quiet. I was severely disappointed.
Don't get me wrong though. Tony was a good singer. He did pretty good for.
Yeah, well, you
I
know
wasn't
what?
expecting it.
They had Mike Sullivan sitting behind him.
Yeah,
Mike
he
Sullivan
was
was
at the
watching the
dinner,
whole
so-
time. Mike Sullivan was at the dinner and he was sitting there from his table. And once they started singing, we all started cheering and everything. Like he turned around and he was watching them sing, and that was pretty funny. I
That's
don't
pretty cool.
think they knew that, but I
Yeah,
thought
it was pretty cool
It
moment
was
for
pretty
them,
funny.
Shout out Coach Sully. Peyton, you got your question.
I do.
All right.
Okay.
What game are you looking forward to the most this season?
You got one in mind?
Oh no! Scratch that. IUP.
Yes.
At IUP.
You're learning.
Yep. there you
I not a fan of IUP.
go.
And so to go and play them in their barn I'm super excited. I know a couple of people on that team, a little bit of history with some of those guys, so I'm excited to go into IUP and hopefully come out with a win there, but I definitely have that one circled on my calendar for sure.
I don't want to say hate IUP, but I definitely do not like playing those guys. They're good, but they're always scrappy. I'd say that game's a big one, especially after last year. We lost to them.
Yeah.
In overtime. So that not overtime. Sorry, but
And the regular season was.
regular
minutes.
season was overtime.
Yeah.
We lost in the championship game, which kind of stings. But I'd say the charity games are always nice. They pack the house, and especially Kent this year. My girlfriend goes to Kent, so it'd be nice to beat them. And
A little bad blood now.
yeah, bad blood there. So, and we have McDonald's again, so hopefully we can get some big names like Gino, and I think we were talking with P.O. Joseph too. So.
Oh, is this breaking news?
I don't
Hold
know.
up, Isaac.
I don't know if I should have done that.
Hold up, Isaac.
I actually did hear about that, so it's not
Okay.
brand
I
new.
did
good.
too, but content. What else can you tell us about the charity game, Mr. Isaac?
I'm not gonna say anything else, but hopefully some new gear. So
Jerseys look cool.
I haven't seen
haven't
them.
even
I haven't
seen
seen
Wait,
them.
wait, we got.
Can we-
wait,
can we see
Can we
them?
see the jersey?
Yeah.
You don't have
Oh,
them?
no.
I was in the right place at the right place at the right time with
Do you know what color they are?
I do.
You do?
I do, but I'll tell you later.
Okay.
'Cause
After we're done recording.
I don't want to. Yeah,
Mistakes.
I don't want to get myself in any trouble. But
It's a
I've seen some of the concepts for other gear, like possible shells, sticks, some other
I didn't want to
things.
say it, but yeah.
So,
Isaac getting an upcoming fine right now.
Yeah, I know. I'm
for
gonna
sure.
get definitely.
Well,
I didn't know we weren't supposed to talk about it. but-
I'm not going to say anything about it, whether we're doing it or not. But I mean, I've seen some concepts. Like I said, like they're thrown in the air. Like I can make a concept for a Sharks jersey. Doesn't mean they're gonna.
Yeah, I guess.
Doesn't mean the Sharks are gonna use it. But no. But I've heard a little bit of stuff about the things. But as far as details go, I haven't seen or gotten too much of it. So for now, unanswered.
Yeah.
Hopefully
Probably
this
the best
time
way to
around,
put
well, you can actually meet Gino, not leave him outside the locker room.
Yeah, I
for
mean, that'd
only
be
two
pretty
people
cool.
to meet.
Yeah, I know he met with Joseph, but and he got a stick, so maybe sign something else for us.
So I know, like, I think you and probably another 3/4 of the team did not get
Yeah.
to see him.
I know George let us put some stuff in his stall, but I didn't, like maybe like a puck and a jersey. I don't know if they ever got signed though, but definitely would be cool to have something signed by him.
George has it put up on his website
Oh,
for sale, probably.
Yeah,
But-
probably.
Has it hanging,
Probably
has it
just
hanging
took
up
it
in
from
his
someone.
place.
Yeah, there you go.
Have you seen the mural at George's place yet with Gino at all?
I haven't seen
I've
the
not.
mural, but I've seen some of the stuff that he has. He has this one. I'm pretty sure it's a Kasperi Kapanen flag, and it has one of the craziest tweets of all time. I don't even remember what it is, but it's
YouTube
not.
allowed to, are we allowed,
Are we allowed
Andrew
to
knows,
say
are we
it
allowed
here?
to say it? I have
I
no
don't
idea.
know what it is.
Yeah,
don't know what you're talking
I honestly don't remember what it is for the life of me.
We'll
but
tell
Oh,
you
that's good, that's
afterwards,
good.
but I don't
Yeah.
know if we're allowed to say it or
No,
not.
I remember it being an absolutely insane tweet, and George sent me a picture of it. I'm like, "Is that signed by Kasperi Kapanen?" He goes, "Yeah." I'm like, "That
that's
is
cool.
wild." So, yeah, I know George has some sick memorabilia,
Yeah.
but he always seems to get that stuff.
Yeah.
He runs his own company.
I know.
Yeah, Gino's exclusively signed to George.
Yeah.
I don't know
guess
if
so.
you knew that.
I did not know that.
Kasperi Kapanen was kind of somewhat signed to him until he left. But
I didn't know he had his own thing. I thought he was just doing it with somebody else.
Joyce, you're
It's
going to pay me
his
for
own
this
thing?
advertisement real quick. SideOnSports.com.
I'll have to look at that.
All your exclusive of Getty Malkin gear. Please pay me for this ad. Thank you.
$5.
I'd love to get an ad for this. Just have
Yeah,
it at the
that'd be
bottom of our
pretty cool.
screen and be like,
I wonder if
this
you'd actually
segment
do
is
it."
brought to you by Sign On Sports. Thank you,
Yeah.
George.
Yeah. Get the sponsorship on the side of the helmet and the pants.
We do need
There you
some sponsorships.
I think that'd be pretty cool. Have to
Well, we
work
just
on
had a club rugby game that was sponsored by Angeli's Pizza.
that. Oh,
So if we can,
There we
we
go.
can get something like that.
yeah.
Free pizza for Andrew, of course. Only Andrew.
I'll take it. I won't say no.
No free
Yeah.
pizza.
No
We'll give
free
you guys some free
yeah.
pizza.
That'd be awesome. Before game.
Yeah.
I'll never say no to free food. So.
There you go.
Have you seen the clip, Nate? You probably have heard this one before, but Justin Damsky went on a podcast and talked about how he was eating anything he wants
Yeah, like
before
3
a game.
pieces of pizza.
On the hockey house.
What
part.
is what is your thoughts about that, and do you follow that motto?
I honestly, like, everybody has their thing that they do. To me, it wasn't like anything out of the usual. I've seen weirder. I had a teammate in juniors who ate mustard packets
Yeah.
before games. To me, that's absolutely
Over the top there.
that's absolutely insane. But as far as following what he does, I do go down to the calf out front, and I'll grab like something small, like a Cliff Bar or something. But George usually lets me like eat his fries because George gets like a grilled chicken sandwich, so I eat his fries. And then I always go out front and ring the bell outside of the center, the island center, because I used to play 3-on-3 hockey at RMU in the summertime when I was little, and I do remember the guy who did the magic in the calf area. So I go out there and I ring the bell after I'm done eating there, and that's kind of like I guess you can call it a bit of a pregame ritual.
There you go. I didn't know about that. For me, I try not to eat anything big. Maybe just like a peanut butter and jelly sandwich, granola bar. But my dad put me on this over the summer. He's like, eat Pop-Tarts before practice, before games. It's easy. It's good sugar, good energy, better than protein. So started to do that, and I guess it worked out a little bit there on Saturday.
So we'll
Pretty
follow
cool.
up that question with your superstitions, if you have any, and the weirdest superstitions you've seen in the room this year.
Yeah, so I don't really have a big superstition. I know my freshman year, played this kid, me and my buddy in high school, we would always I'd ask him, be like, hey, what skate do I put on first? And but now I just stick with everything on the right side goes first, and then we go over to the left. And eating wise, kind of do the same thing, just something small like Pop-Tarts and granola bar. So.
I got a quick question with Pop-Tarts.
That's a good
S'mores.
question.
I was
S'mores all
that's
day.
a good one. No,
S'mores
it was
is a good
it was killing me. I was like, dude, I gotta know what Pop-Tarts.
Yeah, I get s'mores every time. So.
Oh, that's a good one. That's a good one.
It's
You heat it up
classic.
or no?
No.
Straight out back.
Toast
All
or
right,
no?
okay.
Just straight package.
As far as superstitions for me goes, just kind of with moving around a little bit, I kind of find a new superstition wherever I end up going or wherever I end up playing. But so, like I said, like ringing the bell here has kind of become my new little superstition that I do here. And then as far as putting my gear on, I always do left side first, then right side.
Why is that? Not the right side?
I
You're not
I
lefty,
have
are you?
no. It's just one day I noticed that's the side I always did, and I was having a good weekend. I think I don't even remember, but it's just
Stick
I
with
just
it.
I did. I just
Might as
started.
well.
I just started doing it, and it's just kind of how it's honestly how I do it now. And then whenever it comes to getting on and off the ice, I always like to be the last guy off the ice. If you ever watch, you'll see me. I stand there and I wait. I like to fist as many people as I can when they're getting off the ice, and I kind of like to be the last one off. And as far as warm-ups goes, I like to be the first one on, usually. After the goalies, of course,
Yeah.
But I guess that's about as superstitious as I get.
What about like taping your stick? Any special stuff there?
I actually do. I write 26 and 77 on the inside of my stick. Those are just some little personal numbers for me, but I always have those written on the blade of my stick at all times, so underneath my tape. So 26 and 77 are always written underneath there.
You gotta be careful with the writing on the stick, though, because Nate knows where I'm going with this one. With one of the former players last year wrote his girlfriend's name on his stick, and he caught so much heat from. I'm probably sure from that point on, from every podcast, everyone had something to say about it.
I used to do that with.
Oh, no,
I used to do that with my
Oh,
ex.
no.
I did. I used to write her name on the
I've
blade.
definitely thought about it, but it's
But
probably not gonna
You saw
happen.
Al was doing, you're like, I'm not doing
Like,
this.
it's probably not the best idea.
Well, see, I only did it whenever you buy the new stick, it has that white sticker on there, and then I write on there with like a pencil or something. But whenever the sticker came off, I would never replace it. But she didn't do
That's
that.
fair.
Yeah.
She didn't
Jeez.
care. We're good. So Nate, it's time you've been waiting for. We're gonna go to the
We're
TV.
gonna stand up and
and
go.
we're gonna go to the
Alright,
TV,
lovely.
and we're gonna
Okay.
walk through this play.
All right, let's do it.
Dying to see it.
James, we gotta switch to that side. Make sure we got no tripping hazards. There we go. All right, moving a little bit.
Yeah.
Sal,
Good
you
right
can
here.
come. You're in the
All right,
play
keep-
too.
all
You're in
right,
the
all right,
play.
look at
There.
that.
You're in the play. All right. Let's start a little bit here. All right, Nate. Let's see where you are in this.
Oh, yeah, kids
You're
coming
right
off the
here.
top. I'll be
All right,
there.
right here. We're gonna stop. All right, you get the
Yeah.
puck here. Are you
Yeah.
thinking I'm going down here and kind of just following along, or did you hear something from? I believe that's Reader here. That's
Yeah, I mean,
swap.
we've done that play before. It's been a while, but it's a good little play where he comes up top and I sneak behind him. And I'm not the best. I don't have the best shot on the team, so definitely trying to go around the net, try to set up someone up front. So and see Draper down there, so he's there to support.
Well, you continue playing here. You're gonna swap here at Draper. At this point, is he telling you to stay low?
Oh, I don't even know what he's telling me. It's just none of us have control of the puck. We don't really know what we're doing. We're just kind of battling for it, and it doesn't really say much. But if he has the puck, I'll probably just try and get open because he'll give me the puck if I need it. So
No, and then we see Sal up here kind of controlling the
yeah, it
line.
doesn't even touch it.
Hey, you know
Doesn't
what?
touch
That's
it.
a great
Doesn't even-
assist. That's the best assist you've
Just
ever
the
seen.
supporting.
It's the
assist there.
support here. Look, there's Sal. Nowhere near him.
Just
All
to
right.
keep the puck in.
Now at this point, we're gonna pause that there. You're behind the net.
Yeah.
At this point, are you looking Reader in front, or is your mindset like, all right, I'm gonna come around the net and wrap this baby up?
So my head's not even up. I just hear Reader yell, and I know he'll be open. So I try to feed it to him, but the idea is going around the net. You try to do the Michigan, but never really worked out for me in games. Only in like practices and stuff. So I try not to do it, but definitely was a thought. And my best friend was at the game. He's like, "Why didn't you do it?" I'm like, "I'm not gonna do that. I'll get yelled at." But yeah, I did try to throw in front for Reader, and just came right back to me. And at that point, I didn't really have anywhere else to go because my momentum was just going around the net. So just kind of tried to wrap it around the best I could.
I'm gonna slow it down as much as humanly possible. We're gonna see
Yeah.
Sal come all the way down here and all the way back. You're not gonna be able to see it probably.
I know,
when it
it's-
touches the puck.
It's very quick, but I'm there. I'm there. That's how the puck gets back to him. You guys don't see it, but I'm there.
Sal gets the shot up there.
Yep.
And then we go behind the net, the goal goes in, and you go right to your girlfriend on
Yeah.
Right there she is. Right to her. Was that the first thing you just like, you know what, I'm going to go celebrate?
Nah,
I know
it's something
exactly where she
that,
is.
I mean, she always sits there, and hopefully it's not fine because it's my first one. But yeah, you kind of dream about that, dream about scoring and going against the glass and banging on the glass with your friends. So that's actually my cousin right there in the backwards hat too, and my best friend, he's right there banging on the glass. They're always there, so it's like I said, it's been 3 years since they saw a goal, so might as well make it memorable. So
for Sal. What did you say to Isaac when you kind of get in the pile afterwards? Or I don't even know where you went off the screen here. But.
Oh,
he was the first
I was the
one.
first
He
one
just-
there.
First one in?
I was so excited. Well, obviously, when anybody scores, whenever your team puts a puck in the back of the net, obviously, you get excited. You know, you love to feel that excitement for your teammate. You love to feel the energy, and obviously, being down, you love being able to tie that up. So. Not really much said.
Quiet guy.
Just I'm not much of a quiet guy, but just screaming, I suppose.
Yeah.
I'm not really all too sure. It's kind of like he said, it all comes and goes. So you kind of forget on your way there. But I just remember being super excited for him and being excited for the whole team. So
Yeah, makes me smile. I think I've watched this like a million times since then, just rewatching it. It's just the coolest thing in the world.
I've rewatched it a million times just to make sure I don't touch the puck. I'm like, am I sure?
That's for sure. If the other video was up, but of course Peyton and Miss YouTube are not combining very well to post the other game. It'll eventually be there, I promise. We can go back and see if you actually did touch the puck or not, but we don't know. We don't know right now.
Question
You
mark.
just say that you did.
Yeah, but right now you did.
It says it on the score sheet.
Yeah.
I'll take credit where I can get it.
Hey, thank you, gentlemen. We'll go back to the table now and we'll switch camera angles once again. Which leads me to this, Sal. You score a goal Friday or Saturday. Do you have a planned celebration?
No.
Go-to.
I honestly, no. I don't really plan out celebrations. I don't like to think that far ahead. I'm not a big, like I said a little bit earlier, I'm not a big points guy. Goals really isn't my thing. I like to stay home and play my part in the back end. But if I can bury one, whatever comes naturally, I suppose.
Yeah, you don't really think about it.
Which, honestly, knowing my history, you'll get something probably weird and it probably looks really dumb. So when I score, I kind of like freak out, I kind of black out, and I just kind of do whatever comes naturally, which it's not always pretty. Sometimes it's a little embarrassing, but it is what it is. I'm excited. It's all right.
Yeah.
But no, nothing planned.
Let's go with score predictions for this weekend against Kiehl. So what do you guys think?
I mean, I would hope 2 wins out of the weekend. But Syracuse is always good, so I feel like it'll be one close games, 1-goal games. So maybe some overtime would be pretty nice.
More overtime.
More overtime, more shootouts. I guess like 4-3 and 5-4. Hopefully, we can get some good goals and a lot of goals. So
yeah.
Not really too familiar with Syracuse. Obviously, I'm feeling good about the team. I mean, the boys are riding high after coming out with 2 wins to start the season. You always like to be undefeated, but 3 is a streak, so you always want to try to get that streak going and kind of show everybody that we're here. So, I mean, as far as the score goes, I can see it being a close game from what I've heard from everybody else. They're a little bit better than Canisius is, so it should be a pretty good matchup. And I'm certainly excited, but like Isaac said, it's probably going to be a one-goal game.
And I'll leave the floor to you guys. I don't know if you can see the names on the board over there, but you two get to pick the next 2 members of your team.
We get to
come
pick?
on the
Like-
pod. You get to pick.
oh man,
Should we double down on rookies?
I mean, I know you want to do Purdue.
I want
so-
to do Purdue so bad. Purdue's got to be 1.
Okay.
Okay, Purdue. I'm trying to think who he talks to a lot, so it'd be like good.
Oh, we should do somebody he hardly talks to.
I feel like I don't know.
Get the chemistry.
Him and Gio talk a lot.
Yeah, I feel like him and Gio.
Yeah.
And Gio always likes to talk. I mean, he'd keep it going, and they know each other.
The
yeah,
roller
the roller
boys.
team, yeah.
Yeah,
so,
yeah.
Yeah, we can go
So I'd
with
say
that.
Gio and Purdue.
Yeah,
All right,
good one.
Gio. Can't hide anymore. You've been waiting too long. You're coming on fire.
Yeah, I'm surprised you guys have done it.
We've been trying to get him. And he's like, oh, maybe. Oh, and I was gonna try to do him and Roman last year,
Oh, yeah.
but Roman kept trying to dodge me too.
Oh, no way.
But-
It's fun. I don't know why they're dodging it.
He's Roman.
It's too good for us, I
He's
guess.
too good for us. He's pro now.
Yeah, he is pro.
Congrats, Roman. You made
Miss
it.
you.
Congrats, buddy. Same with you, Kevin and Parker. You guys
Yeah.
did great. Justin, come back. Come on.
Yeah.
Come back home.
He's got time.
Yeah, Gio and Matt, you guys are coming next. You're not hiding. You're coming on. And Gio, please score a goal this weekend.
Yeah,
I've
he's
been
got one.
asking you for about, I don't know, a year now to score for me, and you haven't. So
Wow.
please, Gio.
Disrespect.
Pressure's on.
Yeah, pressure's on.
He doesn't score for the camera ever.
Mm.
It's always on the road. Always. And the one time he scored on home, I was on play-by-play, and the color commentary was Alex, my old boss, and he was still talking about the time Gio scored. So
Oh, you didn't get to say it?
yeah.
Darn.
And Roller he made up a little bit, but of course, games were broadcasted.
Right.
Yeah.
Thanks, Gio. But you
Do
guys
better.
are next. But thank you, gentlemen, for coming on. Sal,
Of course.
welcome to the team, brother. It's great to have you here.
Yeah, absolutely.
And we can't wait to see more actual assists coming forward.
Yeah, absolutely.
Good goal there.
Glad to be here. Thank you for having me.
And Nate, of course.
Yeah,
Goal
it's
down.
good to finally be on the podcast, and it's good to talk to you guys.
No, let's run that goal number up. We're
Yeah,
up for
yeah,
15.
15. That's
15 will be the end
On track
total.
for
We
15.
This is a Nate Isaac guarantee on the podcast.
15
15
goals.
goals. Soon power play 1. Ladies and gentlemen, Nathan Isaac and Salvatore DiDominico, 2 members from the Division I men's ACHA club hockey team. This weekend, Friday, 8:30, Saturday, 3:30, home games against the Syracuse Orange on
there.
YouTube,
Be there, baby.
not
YouTube.
Twitch, YouTube. Where we are right now. You follow this, you can watch the games. We will have a thing on Twitch to tell you to go to YouTube. So if you even try to do Twitch, you're coming back
Coming
here
back to
anyway.
YouTube.
So Nate Isaac said it. Go to YouTube.
Go to YouTube.
8:30 start. Me and Andrew will be on the call. We will see you then, gentlemen. Thanks for coming.